And this is the first video of a web series I'm making called Bear with the Boards. It is a channel about me reviewing all sorts of board games, and I'll do a few other things maybe. So today is my first day of actually making this channel. I'm starting with a very simplistic game. Now the game is Cave Troll. Cave Troll was released in 2015 by my personal favorite board game making company, Fantasy Flight. Now Fantasy Flight is mainly known for making Ameritrash games. So right now I'm going to review Cave Troll. Now Cave Troll is a game that follows a group of adventurers exploring a dungeon, and you have to fight all sorts of monsters like orcs, wraiths, and of course cave trolls, and you also have other party members that will be trying to take all the gold away from you while you're delving in the dungeon. So, as we can see here, this is the beautiful box that Cave Troll comes in. Now, as perfect artwork, it is a little bit small though, but I mean the game's not too big. Now, this is the rule book for Cave Troll. Now, what's great about this is it's great for younger children because it's a 3-page rule book. Also, if you're getting into board games, it's a great game because it's so simplistic and it has a little bit of theme to help you and your group along. Now, as we can see here, you guys will be going through this dungeon. Now, what you have when you start is this is your player mat, and it has all the characters that you need to play. Now, the game comes with great minis, like this is the Cave Troll that I'm showing right now. Sorry, I can't get it to focus. Yes, first video sucks, I know. But anyway, the miniatures really aren't that big. They're like about the size of like maybe a third of your finger. So, I mean, that's not great, but I mean, it comes with like a lot of them, so it comes with 600, so it's really okay. So, how the game works is you guys will be exploring this dungeon and a goal to get as much gold as possible. Now, how you do that, you'll have 4 actions on your turn. Now, those actions are draw and play a card, and these are the cards. Now, each character, player of the game, has their own deck of cards to draw from. The next action that they can do is they can use a character action. Only 2 characters in the game have these actions, and that would be the thief and the wraith characters. Your third action is you can move a character on the board. So that would be like moving this thief from that space to like, let's say that space. So it's pretty simplistic. They can only move 1 space per turn. The last action is using an artifact card. Now artifact cards you'll find all throughout the dungeon by special cards you can play in your deck. Now these are them. Artifact cards give you a great benefit in the game because you have like all sorts of things. You got like your home of mind control. You also have like your idol of whatever that says. I know I'm terrible at reading, so sorry. Sword of slaying. And what's also great about these artifact cards, and as you can see in this this gold symbol right there, at the end of the game you can score them for gold. Now, I need to get into actually how the game works. So, I'm going to start by looking at your deck. Now, how your deck works is at the start of the game, you'll only have 1 card. But on each turn, what you might want to do as your action is you'll draw a card and play a card. Now, what happens when you play a card, if you play a hero card, which is an adventure, which if you play a hero card, that would be the adventurer, knight, dwarf, or the thief. Or you can play a monster card, which includes the orc, wraith, or cave troll. Now, when heroes spawn, like let's just take this one, he's just a basic adventurer mini, as you can see here. The game actually does include these people with a lot of detail. Now, I'm going to spawn him right there. Now, whenever you play a card, if it's a hero card or adventurer card, they always spawn in staircases. You have one right here, one right there. Let me see, one right there, and one right there. And then they can run to room to room. And that's pretty simplistic. Now when you spawn monster cards, which includes the cave troll, wraith, or they will spawn in pits. You will have a pit here, a pit here, and a pit here. Now, what will happen with monsters is they follow the same rules. They just spawn in pits and they can move around. So how movement works is each character can only move once per turn. Yeah. So what will happen is you want to get as many heroes in a room as possible. The reason why is because you'll score gold at the end of each round. Now how round works is on each of these cards, some of them when you play cards, let me find one, I'm sorry for the wait, guys. They will have a time lapse. Oh, what are they called? I forget. Anyway, as a sand timer, when 5 sand timers are played, so when sand timer cards are played, we go into a specific discard pile. Now, each player, whenever they discard sand timer cards, they will each go into this discard pile. Once 5 sand timers have gone by, or more, the round will end, and then you'll score points. Now, how scoring points works is you'll have, let me just make a sample board. You'll have like characters spread all throughout the board. You have like this here, some guys there. And how scoring works is whoever has the most characters in a single space gets all that gold in that space. So let's say green had 2 minis in that space, but blue had 3. Blue would claim that room, and then blue would get 5 points, and blue would go to 5 on the tracker, on the money tracker, and that's basically how the game plays. But to spice up the game, a lot of the characters have their own special abilities. The adventurer has none, but the knight, dwarf, barbarian, thief, cave troll, wraith, and orc all have their own special abilities. Now, the knight has the special ability of, nobody can enter a space that is, like, not part of his team. So, like, say I have a blue knight in a space. If, like, say, a green adventurer went into that space, they could not enter. But a blue adventurer could. Now, one of the exceptions for the knight is, say I have a blue knight, a green knight can enter the blue knight's space. Now, knights also have one more special ability. Say there's an orc in that space, they can murder that orc. Next, we have the dwarf. Now, dwarves are really powerful for one reason. They generate a lot of gold for you. Now, what they do is they double the amount of gold in that room for each dwarf in there. So say, the dwarves don't even have to be a part of your team. So let's just say that like there's 3 dwarves in there. You double it 3 times. So they're really valuable, but if you want to play a dwarf, you have to know that that dwarf is going to score that room for you, or it's only going to help the other players. Next, we have the barbarian. Now, the barbarian is really powerful because he counts as 2 people in every single room he controls. Now, he also is not affected by the wraith special ability, which is extremely powerful. Next, we have the thief character. Oh wait, I forgot to show you. This is the dwarf. This is the... Where did I put the knight? Oh yeah. This is the knight. Now, this is the barbarian. Now, last of the heroes, we have the thief. Now, the thief is very powerful because she can teleport to any room that does not have another character's knight in it. So say there's like a really high value money room and she's not close to it, she can instantly teleport there, which is very, very powerful. Now, next we have the monsters. So it's the bad part of the game. The orc, well, I mean, bad if you're trying to fight the monsters, I guess. The orc, what he does is if he ever enters your room, he instantly murders and kills he kills one of the people in that room, apart from your team. The wraith, what they do is whenever they enter a room, they push a hero out. And then as an action of the wraith, they can push another person out. So they don't really do anything but scare people. So, I mean, it's not really that great. Now, the cave troll. This is the big, like, baddie of the game. Now, what he does, or she, I don't know, it doesn't really say, is whenever they enter a room, they kill every single person. Wait, let me see this. Okay, so what happens when they enter a room? Say you have 6 people in that room. You can move one person out from your team. So each person in that room can move one of their guys out of that room. Everybody else is murdered. So the cave troll can kill like a lot of people really fast. And that's the basics of the game until you encounter this card. Let me pull it out for you. Sorry, this is taking so long, this board. You find the artifact card. Now, the artifact card is very valuable for one reason. Once you get this artifact card, then you get to randomly get one of these artifacts. Like I mentioned before, they are very valuable, and they will help you extremely in your quest to get the most gold. Then you might be saying, after you bought the base game, you played it a lot, and you're like, this game sucks, I've played it so much, and there's not really much replay value because I've already played most of it. I mean, the rules don't change. Well, then you're in luck because once you see this character sheet, you have the classic game, but then you have the variant game. Yeah, this game includes all new characters, all new stuff for you to continue your adventures, and it adds a lot of new stuff to the game. And it adds all these cards to the game. So, bam. Yeah. So, it's, in summary, the game's pretty great. But, I mean, if you're really already into board gaming and you're into more complex board games, it's not really going to be that great. But, I mean, if you're younger and you're not into board gaming, you just want something really simple, this game is for you. Now, you do get a lot of stuff, so in closing, it's a pretty great game.